got another quick life update, and originally this episode was supposed to be a whole episode with a special guest. You know what? At this point, I'm just gonna reveal the guest because I ain't gonna lie, it's not like no top secret information. But the guest is supposed to be my dad. But however, if you're watching the video episode, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. If not, I'm just gonna paint this picture as best as I can. But right here, I have a hard drive, and the morning of, I had a 5 mile run. This is yesterday, and I wanted to get a bit of a head start. So I already started it during school, so the podcast was pretty much halfway done in terms of being edited. So I put my hard drive in my computer when I put it in my bag, and sometimes I take it off of it so it doesn't get crushed. Like I might drop it a certain way or whatever. You're at school, something might happen. So I took it out, and I look at my computer, and the hard drive isn't in there. So I'm like, So I look in my bag, obviously, because that's the last place I'd put it, unless I dropped out of my bag. So I looked in the front, pocket, wasn't there. Looked in the main pocket, I found it. And however, it was kind of broken, and I was trying to fix it, and I think I kind of broke even more. So right now, this is how it looks. I mean, if you bring this side out right here, because it's like a double thing, this side is completely messed up, because this is supposed to be on there, and I ripped off this piece right here. I think it's a formatter. It formats the data or whatever. Hold on. It's right here on my desk, but it's right here too. It's supposed to go in here, and I was trying to fix it myself, but yeah. So the thing is, I didn't back it up because I thought this was kind of reliable, but not gonna lie, that didn't happen. So for now, I wanted to still give y'all an episode because obviously I'm not going to compromise on dropping an episode just because it kind of it's not deleted. There's still hope that I could get it fixed somehow. Maybe my dad could fix it, or we could go get to fix it. So don't give up on the episode. It'll still come out. I think I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but if I can get it fixed, I'll try and get it out in the next 1 to 2 weeks. But for now, I had to just double back and pivot because I'm not about to just be like, oh, I'm not uploading. I gotta still upload. So here we are with a quick life update, just a random update, just of kind of what my life looks like. But I wanted to start with that because this is very unfortunate because the episode is a pretty good one. Just editing it, but I mean, hey, life happens. You gotta do what you gotta do, and you just gotta move on. But anyway, that was just the first part of this life update, just why the episode's coming out. Because if you're on my Instagram, I kind of explained, giving y'all a heads up, because I like to be very transparent in what I'm doing, when I'm uploading, and if an upload is changing, just so y'all know, because that's how I am. I just like being transparent and letting y'all know what's going on. So when I do something, you're like, okay, well, obviously I'm surprising you in a sense. You're anticipating something. So anyway, this hard drive is kind of cooked right now, but I'm gonna try and get it fixed and see what we can do from there, and see if I can get the footage off of the files. I mean, the drive, my fault. But anyway, other than my hard drive being completely cooked and the episode not going the way I wanted it to, but hey, it is what it is. Other thing I kind of wanted to give y'all an update on is just how is running going. So running is actually going pretty good. I mean, last week got canceled because this weather this week has just been very weird. Because the thing is, they go off of a real fuel. So if it's 32 degrees and it's a fuel 17, I ain't gonna lie, they're not going for that. So they'll probably cancel something. Because I kind of had a feeling our meet, because I'm on varsity, our meet would get canceled. But the JV meet got canceled Wednesday due to weather. So, because the main thing is, especially with sprinters, if you run in cold weather, there's a higher risk of you pulling something because your muscles it's harder for your muscles to get warm. So if you run in weather like that, you're susceptible to getting pulling something or pulling a hamstring or whatever the case may be. So that's kind of why they stopped that. So the whole week, the first half of the week, we're still running outside because the weather was not that crazy. But the back half of the week, Thursday and Friday, we had to run inside. So Thursday, I believe we had normally, because we were assuming we were going to run the meet regardless of the weather. For the time being, the meet wasn't canceled. So we typically would do, I would do a 4 mile run with whatever, the type of strides we would do. Because recently we've been doing 200 and 100 just to kind of get more of a race simulation type thing going on. But since we ran inside and we're running inside, so my coach is she doesn't really like running inside because of the flooring, because it can be kind of hard on your feet for some people. So we turned that into a 20-minute run with some build-ups inside, which, still a good stimulus, still, showed up for that, even though it's a bit different. But and then Friday, initially she wanted to do like 6 400s, but since the real field was like, I don't know, like 17 and the wind was a little bit too crazy, um, we ran aside. We just did 6 200s with basically continuous. So we got more mileage in by doing continuous, and still got a good effort in. So yeah, that's how running is going right now. Honestly, it's going pretty good. It feels pretty good. Had 5 miles yesterday. That felt good. But I think the main thing, this is not, well, yeah, I mean, obviously running and sleeping are two different activities, but I just think the main thing I really want to prioritize, and this goes with just training in general, because last night I got 8 hours of sleep. I haven't gotten 8 hours of sleep in a minute, and I just think, honestly, on my part, maybe sometimes I might hang out with people a little bit longer than I anticipated, or like, just kind of just not planning as good as I should to, make sure I prioritize that, because I just know off of just feeling, if I don't get 7.5 hours of sleep, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of cooked. Like, I don't feel as alert, and I don't feel as, I guess vibrant in a sense, if that makes sense. So I just think obviously sleep is the main thing. And I just want to, because obviously the start of the year, my sleep hasn't been as consistent as I want it to be. So I just honestly, even if it's not 7.5, I honestly just want to start getting 7, and I want most nights to be 7.5 plus. To be honest, I just know I feel the best and I recover the best when I get that much. Honestly, I don't really need 8. Like 8 is good, but if I can get 7.5 consistently, and I know I can, I just have to make sure I'm allocating my time like efficiently and effectively, and really just prioritizing that. Because I think honestly, if you're not sleeping enough, you're not gonna get the benefits from your training. So anyway, running is going pretty good. I mean, it's not really, the running isn't, it's not, I don't think it's too hard, like, in terms of planning and, thought. Because, I mean, honestly, just showing up consistently and doing the work and logging some easy miles, doing some faster paced stuff, maybe a long run, and you should be good to go. You just have to be consistent with it and trust the process. So, yeah, I would say running is going pretty good. Honestly, not much else to say after that. Our next meet definitely isn't getting canceled. It's the next Friday. Don't know where it is, not gonna lie. This last one's supposed to be at Sci-Fair. I believe it's like 15 minutes from where I live. But yeah, I'd say running's going pretty good. Meet got canceled, but you just move on from there. But third thing I want to go over, I might have to look at my playlist for this, but just some music I'm currently listening to. So I'll just name a few. One that just dropped is Clouds by J. Cole. Because I was looking on YouTube, because I like to watch YouTube when I like eat like my snacks or whatever. I'm like a YouTube kid at heart. I love YouTube, so I was just on YouTube scrolling. Well, not scrolling. I mean, I don't know, using my mouse. I don't know, how would you describe that on a laptop? I guess using my mouse, mousing. I don't know, but I know Dat Piff, like, just basically like plug accounts are posting it, so Cole didn't officially drop it yet. So I don't know if it was a leak or what. So I just clicked it and I'm like, okay, he's snapping. Because I ain't gonna lie, like, I think J. Cole's gotten better as he's aged. Like, I like his newer stuff more than his older stuff. Like, his older stuff is cool, but it sounds like he's more mature now. He's more articulate and his flow is better. He's just more smooth. Like, he's just more, it's more effortless, And this whole song, he was just gliding. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, honestly, it's one of the best songs I've heard in a minute. Like, it's really good. So, yeah, if you haven't heard Clouds by J. Cole, you need to listen. Like, that gave me a little bit more excitement for his new album. I mean, cause I've always liked J. Cole. I'm still more of a Kendrick. I'm not trying to compare, but I would say I'm more of a Kendrick fan, because people like to compare them. But I think they're both great. But that song was phenomenal. Like just his rhyme scheme, and just he's just going from bar to bar just without any effort really. So that's like a very good song. I would recommend that. Another song, well, honestly, album Damn by Kendrick. I kind of went through it on shuffle on a walk yesterday. It was kind of raining, so the scenery is kind of good. So, I was listening to Pride, Field, Duckworth, all of that, and honestly, I think Damn is one of my favorite Kendrick albums. I mean, I like To Pimp a Butterfly, but I ain't gonna lie, for right now, okay, don't come at me crazy, but I feel like with any Kendrick album, you could pick any one and people wouldn't look at you stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like every album has its own thing that makes it great in its own way. Obviously, like, you get a G and X from Kendrick. There's no, like, specific theme to it. Obviously, he's on some West Coast stuff, but it's no, like, specific, I guess, it's not a deep album in comparison to Pimp a Butterfly or, like, Good Kid, Mad City or Damn. Like, they're very thematically deep in comparison to G and X, where he's just kind of talking and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, Um, anyway, I just think Damn might. I think Good Kid, Mad City is better than Damn. Honestly, right now it's probably Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, then To Pimp a Butterfly, and then I'd put like I don't know, G and X and Mr. Morale. Honestly, Mr. Morale isn't my favorite. Like it's my least favorite album from Kendrick in my opinion. Honestly, I've listened to it like once or twice, maybe three times, and I just don't really relate. Like I appreciate it, but it's just I don't really feel the music. Like it's not as grabbing to me in comparison to a Good Kid, Mad City or a Damn. Like it's just his tone of voice and just his aggression and the way he's conveying the message. I like it way more on those albums I listened in Mr. Morale. It has its good moments, but I don't think it's terrible. Like it's not trash. It's just like it's not really my cup of tea, to be honest. I don't like that side of Kendrick. I appreciate it, but I just don't like. It's not really like I'm not about to be replaying that in my opinion. But other than Kendrick, I had a bit of free time the other day, so I was watching like this like five top five top verses from Kendrick like of all time. It was just cool to hear like his older stuff and his newer stuff, and just kind of get a deep breakdown of what he's saying and like how he's putting these words together. So yeah, other than Kendrick, other I kind of got back on Erica Badu because I listened to this what's it called? I was about to say NFR. Shout out to NFR though. They're a very good podcast. I like listening to their podcast. But I believe it's NPR music, some along the lines of that. It's like a Tiny Desk concert. So if you don't know what that is, you know, Mac Miller was on there. Tyler was on there. Doechii did one, I believe. But anyway, it was just hearing her vocal range. I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. So there's this one song called On and On, and I've always heard it, but I never like listened to the whole thing on my own. And I listened to it, I'm like this is like really calming, like really like kind of lo-fi in a sense, like in terms of the mood and the vibe you get from it. Like it's just very relaxing. And I don't think I've gone through any of her albums fully, so maybe I have to do that in the near future. But nah, the only song I've been playing from is On and On. I really like that song, and maybe I gotta listen to the whole album. I played most of the album when I was eating dinner the other day. Baduism, I believe I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, from what I heard, I like the album a lot. It's just her voice is very dynamic, and is very different in comparison to typical singers. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, because she's in the neo soul like kind of lane. But other than Erica Badu, someone who actually worked closely with her, which I didn't know until I recorded that podcast with my dad. He kind of told me that, Questlove and all of them, they were all in the same umbrella of producing. So someone else, I've been listening to Voodoo by D'Angelo a lot. And I'd say my favorite song right there right now, well, right there, I'm crying. Off of there right now is Africa. It's the last song on the album. It's just kind of ethereal, spacey. It's a lot of space. Like he's letting the beat breathe a lot. And just his humming and like kind of some spots where he's like humming, not off key, but it's like kind of unbalanced in a sense. It kind of adds to it, It's just I think that whole neo soul lane, like D'Angelo and Erykah Badu, you can even throw Mac Miller in there, like with swimming and stuff. It's just really calming and really like ethereal, and it's just really, just I guess seldom in a sense. It's just really, really calming. I think that's the word I want to use. But other than that, let me think of maybe some other music. Well, just some music in my playlist that I just kind of been replaying, like "Blowing Money Fast" by Rick Ross. Shout out to Ant. We be singing this song all the time, but that's just something my mom used to play, and I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty good in the gym. But other than that, I can't really think of any other music I've been listening to. Like, yeah, not really. Really just Kendrick, that new J. Cole song, D'Angelo. Obviously, there's other people like Kanye and Tyler that are in my playlist. But in terms of like the main music like that have caught my attention, it's kind of those I just listed. But anyway, that's just some music I'm currently listening to. I haven't really been. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really know if I like audiobooks as much as I like podcasts, because I don't know. I just prefer podcasts more than audiobooks. But I think I need to start reading a bit more. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, that's just some music I've been listening to. But fourth thing I kind of want to talk about, just as an update, I don't even know what I just said. My top 3 favorite meals. So I got 3. I put on my phone right here. So first one I want to go over just a little bit, overnight oats. But the thing is, the catch is with dates. So honestly, I didn't find out about dates until like I turned maybe. Honestly, when I went plant-based is when I started eating dates, to be honest, because I just kind of found out about, like, doing research and finding, kind of new foods to try or whatever. But Overnight oats, honestly, it's the exact same. If you don't know how I make that, basically you just take I use sprouted rolled oats just because it releases more of the nutrients. It's more accessible since it's a grain. So I ain't gonna lie, I don't really want to go too deep into that. But if you want to learn more about that, maybe I'll make an episode about that. Why you should get sprouted grains if you want. But anyway, um, sprouted rolled oats. The brand is One Degree. They sell it at Kroger, Walmart, no, but they sell it at Sprouts as well. And they don't sell it at HEB. Only ones I know of is Kroger and Sprouts if you want to get into that. Or you could order it too on Amazon in bulk. It'd be cheaper over time. But I put a little bit of salt. Right now I have no cinnamon, which is rare. So I just put nutmeg. I put 20 grams of peanut butter, yes, later down the line. 20 grams of protein powder. I use Pro Mix protein powder. That's a pretty good brand. And then I put 15 grams of agave syrup just for a little bit of sweetener. And then I add half almond milk, half water. And the reason I do this is because one time I was in Galveston, I believe, for my mom's birthday. And that's all I had. I had half almond milk. So I was like, okay, I need to fill in the rest of this somehow. So I put the other half of water. And actually, it makes the consistency pretty good. Maybe if you put if you want a thicker consistency, maybe do full milk. But honestly, it saves milk. And, I don't know. I just like the texture of it. So I just do that. And then I mix it around with a spoon. And after that, I get about 2 tablespoons of flaxseed just to kind of thicken it up a little bit. And also just for ALA omega-3s. It's good for that. Also, I get ground flaxseed because the ALA omega-3s are more bioavailable in comparison to just eating whole flaxseed. Because if you grind it up, it releases more of it. Little fun fact for you. Anyway, I do that and I mix it around. And then I add the dates. So the thing is, these have pits in them. So I'll just open it. If you see in the video, I'll just open it, take the pit out. I'll throw it away. And I'll put those in there. And then I'll put about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, depending on how much I'm trying to eat for that day. And then I close it, put it in the fridge, wake up, boom, it's there. Overnight oats, obviously. It's not over morning oats. So, yeah, honestly, I would normally do banana. I was doing banana for a long time, but then I started doing dates, and I don't know why. I just like that. That's my favorite. I've been eating that every day for the past week or so. So that's one of my favorite meals. Honestly, I love overnight oats regardless of what's in it, but the dates version it got me on lock right now. So that's probably my top one, to be honest. Second one, tangy English muffins. Now the thing is with recipes, I make obviously a lot of recipes. I have so many recipes in my vault at this point. It's just gonna keep getting extensive to the point where it's just gonna get. I need to make a cookbook at one point. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna make a cookbook at one point because the amount I have is actually ridiculous. But anyway, there's only a few every week I make on rotation. Like one I make every week right now at least is tofu and red sauce. First of all, it leans into the next day, so you don't have to meal prep again, and I just really like it. It's a really hearty meal and very simple. I just like it a lot. And then another one I make pretty much every week is right now. Well, I'm actually gonna make it today later for dinner. Fresh tofu sliders. Well, right now, I would consider it fresh tofu sandwiches because I'm using sourdough bread instead of the sliders. So I haven't gotten the sliders in a while. But by sliders I mean ciabatta rolls. That's what I mean. That's what I'm referring to. But anyway, that's what I make every week. Obviously, overnight oats. Loaded yogurt bowl. I eat that pretty much every day. If I don't eat that, I eat a smoothie. But anyway, pretty much I was like, well, I had some English muffins left over and I had all the ingredients for it. So I'm like, I'm about to make this. So I made it and actually it's really good, obviously. But for right now, I would say it's one of the standout ones. I'm like, okay, this is like top 3 material, but it changes every week because I feel like anytime I'm like, I don't really know what to cook. It's kind of crazy. I just go to my page. I just start scrolling. I put my finger or something like, all right, we're making this. And I just make it. I'm like, yeah, that's that crank. But anyway, tangly, what is that? Tangy English muffins. I'd say that's my top 3 right now. But that's probably going to change next week. Because I think next week I might make, what's it called? It's like the slider recipe. But it's like with this tree line cheese. It's the name. It's not tree. The cheese isn't called tree line cheese, but that's the brand, the company. It's like baked. It's like baked brunch sliders. Baked brunch sliders with French fries. I think I'm gonna make that next week if I get the rolls. If not, I think I'm gonna make the Buffalo Deluxe sandwiches because I'm either gonna get the rolls or I'm gonna get the burger buns and I'm gonna get sourdough, something like that. I'm not sure. I'm gonna kind of wait until Tuesday, the day before, to make that decision. But anyway. tangy English muffins. It's so hard for me to pronounce for some reason. And honestly, just a scrambled baked potatoes. Like, it's so simple. You just get fava bean tofu. You could get eggs if you eat eggs, but the base will always be mushrooms and some type of vegetable. So, or maybe two, to be honest. So I might do mushrooms, sweet potato. Well, not sweet potato. Well, maybe sweet potato on the side, but I'll do mushrooms, sweet corn, onion, bell peppers, or normally I'll do, yeah, mushrooms or green beans, something like that, and maybe I'll add some spinach. And then for the baked potatoes, it's very simple. I'll just add a half tablespoon of olive oil, some black pepper, and salt, and yeah, that's really it. I'll toss it around, throw it in the air fryer, or while I bake it. But it's like it's multiple functions. It's honestly just like an oven, but it's smaller. But I'll put it in there for 25 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and take it out. It's really good, honestly. So I'll say that. I think potatoes are a top three food. Like, I was talking to my friend, and I'm like, I think rice and potatoes are like, honestly, if not a top 10 food. Like, they just don't miss at all. They're so simple. Honestly, I think with food, it's honestly just the simple things I really like the most. Like, a lot of my meals are very simple, and I just eat them over and over because it's very consistent. You just know what you're getting out of it. You know what type of nutrition you're getting out of it, and it's more reliable, and it's more, I guess, predictable in a sense in terms of, like, what else you're doing throughout the week. But anyway, that's my top three favorite meals right now. But honestly, next week is probably gonna change. So I'm just gonna pull a recipe and make it. Honestly, I think I'm gonna make those buffalo deluxe sandwiches. I haven't made them in a while, so I think I'm gonna get the burger buns instead of the rolls, and then I'm gonna get sourdough just so I have some for maybe some avocado toast or just a snack or whatever. But anyway, top three favorite meals right now. Yeah. So next thing I want to go over is how's lifting going. Now, if you didn't know, I am kind of on a mini bulk right now, so I'm trying to gain 5 pounds. I'm trying to do it slow because I think if you're trying to bulk and you're trying not to put too much fat on, you have to do it progressively instead of just adding 1,000 calories at the board. And obviously, if you do that, you're gonna gain more fat than you want probably. So the main reason I wanted to do a lean bulk is because I hit training very consistently and very hard. So obviously, not gonna lie, sleep plays a big factor in this, and I'm not gonna lie, my sleep isn't as consistent as I want it to be, so that could play a factor. So anyway, I was showing up, consistently and hitting my weights very intensely. Because if you don't hit the weight intensely, your muscle doesn't have a reason to grow. But I've already explained that. But anyway, I was training obviously, and I wasn't really progressing as good as I thought I should be. So it was just one thing I was avoiding for a long time. I was like, I was kind of scared to put on a bit too much fat doing the bulk. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. So I kind of put it off. Just kept maintaining my weight but building muscle in a sense. And then one day I'm like, you know what, I want to progress. I really want to like prioritize my progression because honestly, if you're not progressing, you're not building muscle out. So you're not giving your muscles a reason to grow. So I was like, I'm about to add 200, 300 calories to what I eat every day and just see what happens. Obviously, weight goes up slowly. You don't want to go from like 140 like 150 like in a couple days. Obviously, that'd probably be more water weight. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't want to make a big jump. You want to be patient with it so you can actually gain more muscle than fat. Obviously, you're going to gain a little bit of fat, but most of it will be muscle. And if you gain a bit too much fat than you're liking, you could do a little cut to mitigate that if you want to. But I just think that was one thing I was disregarding for a long time. And honestly, this is the strongest I've been so far, like in my lifting journey. And I've just been making more progressions in a faster rate, obviously, because if you're in a lean bulk, you'll build muscle a bit faster. Obviously, it's not like in comparison to steroids, but you'll build muscle in a more efficient fashion in comparison, and you'll get stronger faster. Obviously, it's not going to be like a big quantum leap, but it's just you feel a bit stronger. And then I've kind of already explained the benefits of a lean bulk, but other than that, lifting is going pretty well. I think I'm progressing pretty well in my movements. Like, some notable ones are dumbbell bench press, incline to be more specific. Some other one. It's like seated real up fly. The seated check. I'm crying. Chest fly machine. It's like a reverse. It's 2-in-1. I'm on like 85 pounds at that. And I remember I would say last year, like late last year, maybe I was around like 60, 65. So it's a big jump. Also, single arm lat pull down. I've made a lot of progress on that. I think of some other movements. Oh yeah. One arm dumbbell row. I'm at like 75 pounds right now on that, and I know sometime last year I was at like 45 or 50, so that's obviously a big jump. Those are just some notable ones. For right now, obviously in terms of track period, bench has progressed in comparison to last track season a lot. Right now, my max is 155. I believe my max is like maybe barely even 100 pounds the year before. So it just, I think progressions are going very well. But I think the main thing, like I said, making sure sleep is intact. And I think I'll progress even more after that in running and lifting and just the way I feel. Because I think if you're not sleeping enough, you're not reaping the rewards of what you're doing. You're not reaping the benefits, and you're not obviously letting your body heal and recover off of, the hard work you're putting in. But yeah, lifting is going very well. I'm very proud of, the progress I've made. And I just love lifting, to be honest. And, I just wanted to really double down on what my goal is, which is to build muscle. So I think if you really want to build muscle, I think you have to do some type of lean bulk. Because I feel like for main gaining, you can build muscle, obviously. And at some point, you want to maintain your weight. I don't think you should bulk forever. Obviously, that's kind of interesting. But I just think you have to really identify what you need to do to maximize, your growth and really double down on what you want to do. You just have to really make that clear. And I didn't think I made that as clear as I wanted to, and really kind of took a risk, because I think that was a risk, because I was kind of fearful of, oh, am I going to put on too much fat, or like, am I going to kind of blow up or whatever? And I was like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen? Because I know I have the discipline to cut down if I needed to, and I don't think I even need to when I get to my weight goal. Because honestly, I think it's probably a healthier body weight for me anyway, and I think I'll be stronger there, and I'll be more how I say it, stable and more solid just as an athlete. So, and also just as a human being. Anyway, lifting's going very well. Lean bulk's going pretty well. Adding weight slowly, and adding strength and adding muscle slowly. So yeah, I'd say it's going pretty well. But other than that, honestly, that's kind of all I wanted to go over for the life update, to be honest. Just kind of giving y'all a heads up on how the lean bulk's going, just how recipes are going, just how food is going, and just obviously this flash drive, RP flash drive 2025 is pretty tragic. But hey, if I can get that episode out to y'all maybe by March, because obviously it's February 23rd, that'd be great. So I'll have to hook up with somebody, try and get it fixed, and see what I can do there. But anyway, that's episode 72, not the original episode 72, but hey, we still here, we still back at it. But anyway, that was the episode. Hope y'all enjoyed. I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.